Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK, back at you with another video here to break down the 5-game NBA main slate here on Thursday. A couple things before I get into the video. Again, we're over 2.1 thousand subscribers now. Thank you guys seriously for all the support on Twitter, on the YouTube comments, on the live streams. I really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel, I'm doing a weekly giveaway where all you have to do is leave a like and a comment in the video. It's one entry in the giveaway. Max one comment though per video. It starts my Monday night showdown video that I uploaded at the beginning of the week. We'll go throughout the week. We'll end up my Monday night showdown video at the end of the week. So however many videos I've uploaded for the week, you enter the giveaway that many times. Say I have 10 videos uploaded for the week, you enter the giveaway 10 times. And the winner receives a $20 PayPal for myself. With that out of the way, let's jump in the video. So first, let's look back to see how we're doing here for Wednesday. So this is my final lineup here with Ben Simmons, D'Angelo Russell, Kuzma, Al Horford, Chris Boucher, LeBron, Draymond Green, and Dwight Howard. So as you guys can see, again, this is a GPP lineup. I kind of stacked the Lakers-Golden State game. We'll see how it goes. Honestly, I'm going to sound like a salty DFS player right now, but I am a little salty about Ben Simmons, Al Horford, and Tobias. I think if you faded them, you got a bit lucky tonight. They all had their floor games, in my opinion. Al Horford shot the ball terribly. Ben Simmons, no peripheral. Same with Al Horford. Normally, those are guys that will get blocks and steals, and then Tobias shot the ball terribly again. So, yeah, I'm going to say it. I think if you faded, all three of those guys, I think you got a bit lucky. But that's how the game goes sometimes. One guy who I talked about really liking that I didn't end up playing and I'm kicking myself for is Terry Rozier. He was at like 5.6K. I said I really like that price. He went off for over 50 fantasy points. So, yeah, a little salty about that. We'll see how it goes. Again, I kind of stacked the late game, and hopefully we can squeeze in the cash here again. Ben Simmons and Al Horford with no Embiid. I think they both hit their floor game there. But let's see what we can do here for Thursday slate. So let's get to the right slate. Yeah, there's a standalone game at 5 Central. I don't really get that. Miami, Cleveland. It's kind of weird, but yeah, the main slate here is 5 games. So let's go over the over-unders and the spreads for the games that are out, and then we can talk about the prices. So, again, this game, Miami-Cleveland, a standalone game. Kind of weird that game's so early. But we have 3 of the 5 out right now. Bulls-Bucks at 230 with the Bucks favored by 11.5. There's definitely some blowout risk in this one. Mavs-Knicks at 216.5 with Dallas favored by 7. Hawks-Suns at 227.5 with the Suns favored by 7. So, with that out of the way, let's look into the prices here. Again, 5 games. This is looks like a pretty good slate. We'll start at center. So there's a couple games, at least on this slate, that there's definitely some blowout risk. The 2 being Chicago, Milwaukee, and Brooklyn, Denver. So Jokic, this is a smash spot here against Brooklyn. He's underpriced, but there's definitely blowout risk. It's at Denver. Brooklyn's missing LeVert, possibly Kyrie too. Kyrie's questionable. So if Kyrie misses, there's probably a good chance this game will blow out. Either way, though, if it stays close, I think Jokic should have a good game, a great game. So I do really like him, but the risk is the blowout factor. Now, these Clippers guys, Kawhi played tonight, and he's playing big minutes. And Doc Rivers said he was uncertain if Kawhi was going to go Thursday. So that kind of leads me towards they're probably going to rest Kawhi. And we don't know the stats of Paul George. I think even if Paul George plays, he'll play limited minutes. If Kawhi misses, though, I think we could look to guys like Montrez and Lou Williams. They are both, priced up, but this is the best possible spot here against the Pelicans. So, yeah, I would definitely look to Montrez and Lou Williams if Kawhi Leonard does miss. Randall at 7K, I think is still a little underpriced in a pretty solid match against Dallas. Again, the offense, they're kind of running it through him. He hasn't really had a breakout game yet or like a huge upside game yet. I think that's coming soon, so don't mind Randall at all there at 7K. Porzingis, this is just an easy play in my opinion. Shot the ball 1 of 11, got in foul trouble, just played terribly against Boston. I'm going right back to the well here at 6.9K. This is just a way too cheaper price. It's a revenge game. Playing at the Knicks. Normally in close games he's going to play mid-30s minutes, and at 6.9K, this is way too cheaper price tag. So yeah, I'm going right back to the well here with Porzingis. Fade at your own risk, but I think I'll be playing him there at 6.9K. The Chicago guys, there's also blowout risk in this one. Marketing at 6K, I think this is priced about right. Nothing, not overpriced, not underpriced. Baines at 5.9K. He's been playing pretty well this season. Probably going to play anywhere from like 25 to 30 minutes. So I think he's viable, just not my favorite play. DeAndre Jordan and Jarrett Allen still kind of splitting the center minutes. I know DeAndre Jordan had a good game the last time out, put up 50 fantasy points actually. But I think Jarrett Allen got in foul trouble there. I don't think I'm going to chase that one. He's been playing solid. They probably are going to need him to play some decent minutes here against Denver. But again, I don't think he's a huge upside guy, so I'll probably pass there. Wendell Carter Jr., don't mind him at 5.6. He's been playing really well last couple games, 29, 35 minutes. It's just, again, the blowout risk, but I think he's got the best matchup there against like a guy like Brook Lopez. Paul Millsap, the minutes are starting to go up for him. It was at the beginning of the season, they were all over the place, so that was the concern. But now 35, and 30 minutes the last 3 games. It's a good matchup. Again, the concern is the blowout factor in this one. Derek Favors at 5.5K. The minutes are really starting to go up on him. 29 in back-to-back games. If he's going to continue to play to close to 30 minutes, then I really like him here. It's an up-tempo game here against the Clippers, this one. There should be a lot of points scored. So, yeah, definitely like Favors here at 5.5K if he's going to continue to play those type of minutes. Let's see. Other options. Brook Lopez, I just never get super excited about the secondary Milwaukee pieces. Paul and Kleber, those are usually guys I look to with Kristaps like resting. Probably not going to go there on this slate. Bobby Portis, it's my fault for playing him, honestly. I got, I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter, I tweeted out a funny thing with David Fizdale and getting fizzed on. I definitely got fizzed on. It's just, you can never trust David Fizdale. Like, you just don't know what the Mets are going to be like. The only guys you can really trust are Marcus Morris, RJ Barrett, and Randall. I think those guys will always get about 30 or so minutes every single game. The rest, it's just a shit show. So, is your guess as good as mine? If he plays close to 30 minutes, I would like him, but there's a chance he plays like 19 minutes like he did last game. So it's just a headache that I don't want to, risk on this slate. So probably not going to go there. And we have Mitchell Robinson possibly back as well. So yeah, Kaminsky had a decent game the last time out in 23 minutes for 36 fantasy points. I don't think we're going to expect that again. And a 4.5K, I think he's priced about right. Nothing too special. Again, Taj, you just don't know what the Mets are going to be like. Mitchell Robinson possibly back. If Mitchell Robinson's back, I don't think I would go there unless Taj starts. But still, again, they got other bigs they can use, and it is David Fizdale. Zubac's just a guy. Zubac's is an interesting play every slate because he's never going to play more than 20 minutes, but he's a guy that can get you like 25 to 30 in that time. So, yeah, it's against the Pelicans too. I think he's playable. It's just more suited for GPPs because of the minutes. Again, Jarrett Allen got in foul trouble last game. Fouled out actually in 18 minutes. Got in foul trouble in back-to-back games. This is actually interesting. So he's gotten foul trouble back-to-back games, only played 12 and 18 minutes. Before that, he was playing like 30 or so minutes. Again, Denver runs big, so I guess I wouldn't hate Jarrett Allen here at 4.2K. Kind of getting a buy low on him, right? I think if he stays out of foul trouble, he plays mid-20s minutes. So, yeah, I actually think he's a solid cheap play there. Let's see. Other options. Damian Jones picked up the start at center, but still Atlanta, they just spread the minutes out for the centers at least with like Jones, him, and Fernando. Just no one I'm super excited about. But I think that's basically it. So let's move on to power forward. Giannis at the top at 11.7. There's not a whole lot to say here, honestly. It's a great spot. It's whether or not you think Chicago can keep it close. This slate is tricky because Milwaukee's in a great spot. Denver's in a great spot. But there's also big blowout risk. So it's, whether or not you want to risk it. It's up to you. I think there's very, very good chances one blows out. If it stays close, I think Giannis could have a huge game. Again, we don't know the status of Kawhi Leonard. He played in this one. Hasn't decided for Thursday's game. My best guess is he's probably going to rest. So if he misses, I would really like Lou Williams. Really like Montrezl Harrell. Paul George is questionable as well. My best guess is if he even plays, he's going to be limited to probably like 15 or 20 minutes. So if that's the case, I don't think he's playable. If we get like a solid minutes limit, like 25 or so, then I think he's worth a shot for GPPs. But again, that will be something we'll have to monitor going into tomorrow. Like I said, Montrez, if Kawhi's out, him and Lou Williams are the main beneficiaries there. Brandon Ingram currently listed as questionable as well. This will also be something we have to monitor. If he misses, it's guys like Drew, Kenrich Williamson playing big minutes. So those would be the guys that benefit the most. Also, we got Josh Hart out. I'll talk about that in a sec. Jabari Parker been playing really well here at 7.2K. He's playing kind of the John Collins role, low to mid 30s minutes, and he's being a great number 2 right now to Trae Young. So I think he's okay. It's just you're paying a premium for him. I never really like paying premiums for guys. So Yeah, like I said, if you want to continue to ride the hot streak, you can. Probably not going to be the way that I go. Like, I think I would personally prefer playing Randall. Definitely would prefer playing Porzingis over Jabari Parker, at least for this slate. Now, a guy like Marcus Morris is all over the place. He's kind of a black hole. He's going to shoot the ball a bunch, very up and down. So I think he's more suited for GPPs. But again, it's an up-tempo matchup, so he's definitely playable. Markton, Wendell Carter Jr. I think they're just okay. I think I prefer Wendell Carter Jr. there. I'm picking between the two. Oubre at 5.5 is just nothing to be excited about. The Mets kind of been down on him. Taurean Prince, I mean, you could look to him with, possibly no Kyrie, but I really think that game could blow out if, Kyrie doesn't play. Let's see, other options. Thad Young, I don't know if I want to go there. No one's super excited. I mean, JaMychal Green would be a guy I would look to if Kawhi does rest. He would probably play low to mid 20s minutes. He's a guy that can get you there in limited time. So that's someone I would consider if Kawhi Leonard does sit out in that one. You could even look to Harkless too. I think I'd prefer JaMychal Green though if I'm picking between those two guys. And that's kind of it. I mean, you could look to Ilyasova as like a dart throw. Maybe the game blows out. He gets a little extra run. But he's probably not going to play no more than like 15 or 20 minutes, even if it does blow out. So that's kind of it for power forward. Let's move on to small forward. We're going to talk about Giannis and Kawhi. I already talked about most of these guys. Will Barton is the guy that's just playing great basketball right now. He's playing huge minutes too. 36, 38, 36 minutes. He's filling up the stat sheet, right? Rebounds, assists. This is a guy I like playing. It's a great spot. The concern, again, is the blowout factor, but Will Barton is playing great. I still think he's a little underpriced, so I'm definitely considering him here. Josh Hart is out, so that's going to be more Mets for some of those other secondary pieces for the Hornets. So I'll talk about them in a bit. But if him and Ingram miss, there's a lot of Mets to go around. So obviously Kenrich Williams will probably play big minutes. Drew will probably be asked to play big minutes. Even JJ Redick's a guy I'm not super high on, but he would have to play big minutes. So again, I'll talk about more of the Pelicans guys though in a bit. Let's see. The secondary Brooklyn piece like Joe Harris and Taurean Prince are guys that will have to step up, but it's just I'm not super excited about these guys if Kyrie does miss. Same thing with Garrett Temple. He picked at the start last game, played 30 minutes, 16 fantasy points. He's just a lower usage guy. No one I'm super excited about. Now Kenrich Williams is a guy I would really like if both Ingram and Josh Hart missed. He just has to play big minutes. He played 38 in the last one. He's a guy that fills up the stat sheet, doesn't necessarily have to score to get you there. So, yes, I would definitely like him there a decent amount if both those guys miss. Same thing with JJ Redick. It's just not a guy I'm super excited about playing in DFS because he's very score independent, right? 24 points, 3 assists, no rebounds, 22 points, 5 rebounds, and then a couple blocks and steals. So he is score independent, but if both those guys miss, he's probably going to be asked to play big minutes. So I would consider JJ for sure if both Ingram and Josh Hart miss. Other options. I think that's basically it. So let's move on to shooting guard. Doncic at the top. You got to like him here. It's just a guy that fills up the stat sheet. It's a great matchup here against the Knicks. In that last matchup against New York, put up 72 fantasy points. There's not a whole lot of bad things to say. So at 10K, there's not a whole lot of spend ups in the slate as well. So he's definitely one of my favorite here. I think the upside's huge on him. Drew Holiday as well at 8.2K. Again, if all those guys miss, he's just going to ask to play big minutes. 36 and 38 the last couple games. Put up 48 fantasy points. Shot the ball terribly, too. 6 of 21. This is more of an up-tempo game against the Clippers, so would really like Drew if both those guys miss. Devin Booker, again, he's more in the GPP territory because the assists have been going down. But as I say that, 9 assists in back-to-back games. So, I'm a little undecided here what I want to do with Booker. I think I'd prefer a guy like Drew at a similar price point if Ingram does miss. Lou Williams would be a guy I would really like if Kawhi does miss. Him and Montrezl is the main beneficiaries of Kawhi possibly missing. So, would really like both those guys in a great spot. Levine currently lists as questionable. He's actually probable, so I think he's be good to go. In a match against Milwaukee, I think I'll pass. Jamal Murray, again, good spot. The risk is with these Denver starters is the blowout factor. RJ Barrett kind of like the price here at 6.2K. Besides that game against Cleveland, he's been playing like mid-30s minutes basically every single game. It's a solid matchup, and he's a guy that has been filling up the stat sheet. So I think he's definitely playable in the mid-range. Now, a guy like Dinwiddie would be a guy I would look to if Kyrie misses, just because Brooklyn wouldn't really have any other guys to go to. So he would most likely pick up a start and be asked to play big minutes. So yeah, would definitely like Dinwiddie there if if Kyrie does miss. Sorry. Pat Beverly would be a guy I would consider if Kawhi misses, but again, I really want to get like Lou and Montrez in the lineup if he's out. Kobe White, I don't think I want to chase that big game. I know he had 37 fantasy points, was knocking down threes, but priced up, I'm going to pass there for sure. The secondary Dallas pieces is tough, like Brunson, Hardaway, DeLon Wright. No one plays like more than 20 to 25 minutes, so it's really hard to get on those guys. Same with Seth Curry. It's just Dallas is really it's like Doncic and Porzingis for me, and that's really it. So that's basically it for shooting guard. Let's move on to point guard. Trae Young. You guys know I love Trae Young, right? About all over him the last couple games here. 61, 65, 68 fantasy points. He's just a guy that he's going to have the ball in his hands the whole time. It doesn't matter if he shoots bad because he's still going to put up a lot of fantasy points. And he can get a double-double basically every single night with assist. So, yeah, you got to like him here. It's a slightly tougher match against Phoenix. They've been solid defensively, but it just doesn't matter. Trae Young is on a hot streak. He's playing big minutes too, 40, 43, 41 minutes. We didn't see that last year in Trae. Trae played like low 30s minutes last year. So, I love him once again as a spend up. Him and Doncic, I'm definitely trying to get in my lineup. I think those two are probably my favorite spend ups right now. Kyrie is currently listed as questionable. If he plays, probably wouldn't go there. I mean, the price has dropped on him, but I think, again, I would prefer Trae Young and Doncic. If he misses, there's a lot of usage to go around, so probably the number one guy would be Dinwiddie, and then I'll talk about some other Nets guys here at the end. Rubio's another guy that just has been really playing great recently. He's filling up the stat sheet. He's scoring the ball well, too, so definitely in play. If you want to continue to ride the hot streak, you can. He's playing big minutes. He seems pretty safe right now. The secondary Milwaukee pieces are a bit risky here. Bledsoe's been playing great. Another guy that if you want to continue to ride that hot streak, you can. It just worries me with the blowout risk in that one. Again, no Lonzo as well for the Pelicans. What else? I think that's basically it. So let's talk about the Pelicans really quick. Again, if Kawhi misses, let's just say if Kawhi and Paul George both miss this one, then the main guys who really want to get in are Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell first. It's a great spot. I know they're priced up, but I would probably play both if both Kawhi and Paul George are out. Next, like secondary pieces, wouldn't mind Beverly. Zubac's okay. JaMychal Green's an okay value play, but really it's Montrez and Lou if both those guys are out. Let's talk about the Nets as well. So for the Nets, if Kyrie misses, I think it's Dinwiddie would be the number one guy that I want to get in there. Don't mind DeAndre if you want to continue to ride that hot streak. I think personally I would prefer Jarrett Allen for a bit cheaper. Guys like Taurean Prince, Joe Harris, Garrett Temple. I think one of those guys may have a pretty solid game, but no one really sticks off the page to me. As far as like these other pieces, we'll see. Maybe a guy like Theo Pinson could pick up a start, or Nwaba. We'll see what they do with their starting lineup if if Kyrie does miss. But yeah, so that will be something we'll also monitor for the Nets. But again, it's really would be Dinwiddie, possibly Jarrett Allen. Those are kind of the piece I'm looking at for Brooklyn if Kyrie does miss. But I think that's about it. So brief overview again of the slate. If you're game stacking for GPPs, we really like the Pelicans Clippers game, obviously, as well as Dallas and New York. I think those two, even Atlanta Phoenix is stackable as well. I think those games would be the ones I would target for game stacking GPP wise. But I think that's about it. Again, sorry guys, I will not be able to live stream tomorrow. This will be the last day though. I will be back for live streaming on Friday. I'll tweet out my player pool once again. So it's very important to follow me on Twitter, guys. That will be in the description below. I will give my thoughts as we get injury news throughout the day. Again, kind of waiting on the Kawhi news, Kyrie stuff. So we do have news we're waiting on, and I'll probably tweet out my player pool again, probably 30 minutes before lock, so be on the lookout for that on my Twitter. But thanks again for coming and checking out the video, guys. I really appreciate it, and I will see you later.